Okay, so I'd like to share a little bit about our LG Createboard. This is our latest version. It is Android 13. It has a plethora of features that can be utilized in just about any vertical. So I've kind of started off with the display already turned on, already set up for my account, my personal Google account. It gives me the most options that I can use this for. And I've inserted a USB drive. So this USB drive is being shown now through the autoplay. It's the name of it. And I've added some files, the ADSPA Word document and Excel document, Finch, which is just a brief short MPEG-4 and a PowerPoint and a PDF. So I can select any file that I bring in on my USB drive and I can copy them to the internal storage. So I can use the toolbar at the bottom. Once I've done the select and selected them all, then I'll copy, and now I can navigate to my local file folder and I can save them wherever I want to. In this case, I'm just going to save under my documents. I'm going to add these right on in here. All right, so now that they're all in here, now these are going to be available files that I can use within the actual display if I want to watch videos or create any documents or anything or edit any documents. So let's go back to the menu. And the next thing I'm doing the presses on the screen to do the navigation. So you're not going to be able to see exactly where I'm navigating to. So now I'm going to the backwards arrow and it gives me my recent or my history. So I also have clear all, so I can clear my history. And now it goes back to my desktop or my home screen. And I go back and look at the history and you see there are no recent items. So it's just a way to clear your recent items or your history. The next item we're going to look at is my Createboard Lab, or I'm sorry, is Create Note. So we're looking at Note, and this is a annotation and drawing tool. It has a bunch of features that can be utilized. I like the Smart Write functionality. It's just an example of what it can do. I'll write this on with my finger on the board, and the Smart Write will create it into text for me. Once that text is created, I can scribble on the screen and then draw circles halfway around it but not touch, get nowhere except another character. So I can undo all of that just by following the undo at the bottom. Now circle it completely and it's selectable. Now I have some options on what I can do with this creation. I'm just going to move it over so I have a good lineup here, the LG Createboard. So this is just one of the annotation options or from the notepad that you can do. There's also other things like cleaning the screen. You'll notice I'll just do some circles here. I got a copyright symbol. So it does try to look at what you're drawing and kind of find something that it will resemble or very close. We have the create board tools like the ruler, different shapes, partitions, maps, tables, previews. So I'm just taking a ruler here and I'm going to extend this ruler out because I want to draw a straight line under that create board. So I just extend it out to match, and then I can just use my finger to swipe above the top of the ruler and I've drawn my line. So it's a creative tool and allows you to make plenty of things. Now you can copy this or share it, save it to your Google Cloud, or uh, it also works with the Microsoft Cloud. So you can select different sizes for your writing tools, all the way from the thickest or the largest of the writing tool down to the very thinnest line of the writing tool or thinnest point. And then also there's other features like selecting colors. You can obviously select different colors to write with as well. Any of this can be cleared and saved and exited, and we're going to just exit now and go back to our home screen. Or we're back at our folder. This is actually just viewing our folders as a local file. I missed seeing that. So we just look at our local files, our Google Drive. I've added my account to this display and I can see all of the files in my Google Drive as well as a USB drive for selecting any one of these for use. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna just bring up the pen and draw, showing that these are the files that I had added in from the USB drive. So just an example of annotation for any screen that you have up. You can annotate really easily and clear it and save it to the actual device itself. Next, we look at our browser. We have a standard browser built into the display. I'm keeping my writing toolbar open. Let's see. Let's just go to one of the websites like the Createboard share. Let's do that instead. So you can go with a regular PC to the createboard.com and you can create information and do drawings from your PC. And then you can save these files and bring those into your Createboard lab. It takes it a little minute to come up. It's not the fastest site in the world. So I'm going to sign in using my Google account. Let's get that in here. Save the bookmark so I can go to this page easily. And let's go ahead and get ready to sign in. I'm going to use my account that I've created to play on Google with. Continue on. And now I'm going to install the Createboard Lab. So if I was doing this on my PC, it would be a much different experience, but it is a way to update the Createboard Lab, install it on your PC, and be able to create documents that you can transfer to your Createboard display. It's got some pretty cool features, and you'll see that my board here will create a new board, and it will look just like the page, or very similar to what we saw within the display itself. Our toolbars in a different area, but we still have the same toolbars and everything that we can use, or that we did use in our Createboard share. So let's close this out now and take a look at all the applications that are available in the Createboard. We got the Play Store, Visualizer, Wisdom. We even have an Office suite. As you scroll down, you'll see it has a full Google suite of applications already built into the display. Office suite, really handy for using Excel, Word, PowerPoint, and it even has a PDF reader built in as well. This display is compatible with our LG Business Cloud and our Connected Care DMS applications. You can register the Android agent by going into the agent registration page, and then you'll get an activation code that you can add in here. This will allow you to be able to use this display as digital signage as well as monitor its health and its operation through the Connected Care platform. And back to our home page. Let's go back to these apps. There are a few apps in here we haven't talked about yet. One being the Google Play Store. We can go directly to the Google Play Store with this display. It is EDLA certified. Using your Google account, you can download and install applications directly from the Play Store, like I have VLC. I've installed WebEx Meet, Teams, Zoom meetings. All of these programs I use most all of them when I'm doing conference calls or even demos sometimes. So those are important for me to be able to install and use. VLC is a great little video player. So let's look at bring our pen back open. See WebEx Meet I've installed here. You also see the Zoom application. And let me move this out of the way. And we also have Teams installed. All three of these came from the Play Store in addition to VLC media players, so I could have a good application to play videos with. So now let's go into our settings for the display. We have network and internet settings. You'll see that you'll find most common settings for internet control and connectivity. You have connected devices, have a couple of Bluetooth devices. You can pair new devices or also add on the Crestron control for the display. Applications installed. We have all 45 apps, but recently opened apps that we've used shown. And then general information, default apps, screen time, unused apps, and special app access. Under notifications, we have the managed notifications, conversation notifications, and privacy notifications that we can enable or disable. Storage is provided so you can see just where your devices are using that actual storage. Um, Documents and other videos, images, applications, as well as you can do some cleaning up too. So we have additional items, no memory being used, storage memory. Under sound, we have different sounds for media, alarms, different notifications, and output settings. Do not disturb, live caption, and media. Next item is our display. We have brightness levels, lock display, screen timeouts, appearances, wallpaper, and style. We can modify and change that. We have accessibility for downloaded apps. We can enable and disable different types of menus. Security, Google security status, Play Hub, screen locks, and additional security settings are also available for smart lock, admin apps, credentials, trust agents, pinning, and Android safe browsing. Privacy includes accessibility uses, camera access, microphone access, those type of privacy and usage capabilities, notifications and lock screen. Then a location, you can add your location so you can get more precise details when you're for browsing or searching. It includes safety and emergency settings for medical, emergency contacts, crisis alert, emergency location, and even earthquake alerts. Passwords and accounts are stored with a display or your Google service. In my case, I have 180 passwords and I don't know what half of them are. Digital well-being and parental controls gives you the time that you're spending on a display during the day and how you spend your time. So you can also set parental controls to manage your children's use in the education markets. And of course, Google services always provide some recommendations or service listing of all types of different Google services that are offered, wallet, cross device services, family groups, quick share. Your administrator account can be enabled to change the administrator password, to lock it down, and then using some system settings, languages input, system updates. Those are available directly through the display. This took a little bit longer because I had to do a bunch of updates for this display after I'd taken it out of the box. And then about the device, you get your IP address, MAC address, device, Wi-Fi MAC, Bluetooth, it's uptime, and then build number for software versions. So we're going back to our application list. Just kind of scroll down here a little bit. And we want to look at the optimizer. So anytime you add and remove programs, you can use the optimizer to clean the memory, kind of refresh some of that storage capacity, and then also clean. So anything you deleted or sent to the trash can, you can delete it and clean that out so you can regain that disk space as well. Let's see here. Um, there's just so many applications here to choose from. Remember, you can add more from the Play Store. When you click on the settings in the bottom toolbar, the very top, it shows displays going back and forth. You get your display information and audio information, as well as back to general where you have your input sources that you can select from as well as brightness and the audio that you can actually physically touch and select. So we're currently on the Android system right now. This display does have an OPS slot, and you can add an OPS player to give you a Windows PC experience. So let's go back and look at the node again. We can start drawing. Once again, we can draw and annotate on any screen that we have. Let's see. We have a countdown timer. We can bring up to 23 hours and 59 minutes of a countdown timer. We can start it and then just let it count down time. We can watch it. Of course, you can pause or room resets, reset it back to 0. And then at the very bottom here, we have more tools. We have freeze. Freeze is a little tricky. It freezes the screen, so in the event that you're uh, want to take snapshots of any kind of video or moving image, you can use freeze. Then, of course, using freeze, you can zoom in and zoom out, and then select and copy images. So another little tool that is included, once again, the stopwatch. Then we also have the spotlight. The spotlight allows you to highlight areas of the screen. You, of course, you can see the size of our spotlight. It is adjustable. We can increase and decrease the size of our spotlight just by using multiple finger touch to increase and decrease, or pinch, basically. There we go. So it's kind of a useful tool if you're highlighting something on the screen. And the next item in our tools that we would look at anyway, there's several. There's screen lock, there's capture. Um, this is a capture, so I'd be capturing the screen, everything that's up there, and can be able to save it to a file. Uh, we also have split screens. So we can use these apps and provide split screens and split our screens up into two sections, like so. So that is possible using the split screen function under the tools, as well as, let's go back here and let's look at PIP. So for PIP, we can bring in another source, either our PC, HDMI 1, the HDMI 2, the HDMI 3, VGA, or the Type-C USB. So selecting this and selecting PC gives me an opportunity to show you what it looks like when you have an OPS player connected to your display. So it boots up like a normal PC. It is a slot-in PC, it's kind of referred to that. But this PC is running Windows 11 Pro, and it's just like any other PC that you would use. It also gives you some different capabilities beyond the use of the actual display itself by adding in that input source or that PC into the OPS slot. They're not required, but it is a cool, handy feature to have, and it gives you an option you can use PIP for some things. Just different features that can be used under the PIP screen for that internal PC device. It also would be the same as if you were using an HDMI device as well. If you change over to HDMI 1, 2, 3, you're going to see that content there as well. So the interface can be switched directly over to the PC if you need to do that, just by clicking on it. And then you get the same tool options. Let's go back to our Android, and we're back to our PIP window. So it's a pretty handy little tool. So we have a USB. It just saw my USB drive again. So now let's look back at some tools. Let's look at the capture. And then, of course, We can pick a spot on our screen using the capture, and we can capture that area. We can scroll to size, and then of course you have different options as to what you want to do. You can do full screen or freedom to set the area. You can insert it to note. You can save it, finish, and we now have that image saved to our device. So I hope this has provided a really good outlook on this display. Let's look at some of the applications and the videos that I imported. The video I imported, when I open it up in VLC, give you a view of what it looks like. This is one of the applications I installed. And it's just a trailer for the movie Finch. So it does support video playback, and you can install multiple applications or particular preferred applications with full controls and everything using the touch screen. Check for any subtitles or the video or anything. Let's go back to our home screen. Zoom Workplace is available for the display. Really haven't set up Zoom Workplace on this device yet. Haven't done a meeting. Haven't even signed in or anything on this yet. If I try to sign in with my Google account, I think it's going to give me some issues. But we'll just kind of go to it anyway and see what happens. I think it's going to take forever. But you can select Zoom and run Zoom on the display. It does support Wi-Fi and LAN. Try to sign in here. Launching Zoom, it's acting like it's a little slow on me. But Zoom will work. On the previous model, I had Zoom already set up for my work account, so I could actually do meetings through Zoom when it was provided as a link that way. Let's just get out of here. Okay. So we'll get out of Zoom. I should have set this one up better. It is a new display to me with new updates. So we'll look at WebEx Meet. Just gives should give me the option to sign in, accept the terms of agreement, and then let it send me notifications. And I should be able to just sign in and join any meeting using the credentials provided for the meeting, code or the password or both. And of course, Microsoft Teams, be able to use on the display, so we could open up and start our Teams account and add it to this display and do Teams meetings with it as well. Of course, there are other displays or other programs that I've installed on here, the Gemini, Google AI Assistant, and Createboard. So there's a new version of Createboard found, so you can see it. It does automatic updates, so it will update the app for me. Give it permission, let it update, and install the app. Let's see if it takes too long. All right, done. So let's open the app. And now it provides me with a code that I can log in using the LG Createboard app installed on my computer that you see I installed here. Now, this display will work using the Createboard share and provide touchback features to the device it's connected to, and that will work with a Windows operating system or a Mac operating system, Mac OS. take a look. So our screen share went away. Uh, it's very tricky. If you touch at the very top of the screen, you bring in this menu. And I wanted to bring up and show that this uh, LG Createboard code that is being shown on the screen, well, it's giving me problems, but it appears in this area here. So when that appears in that area, and if you do not want to see that, if you're not using the share, it's pretty simple. Here it is. This is the one I'm referring to. You can click on it, drop down, and view the main interface. And in the main interface, we have settings, menu, and settings. And then we can change our floating window size from normal size to close. Now that we've closed it, it doesn't appear at the top of the screen anymore. If we're not doing any sharing, then we don't need to do that. But we can go back in and re-enable it through the regular settings menu under the share program. Okay. So that's pretty much a really good overview of the display and some of its capabilities. If you have any additional questions, I please invite you to reach out to me and let me know.